What's going on? It's your boy Baby Paul, aka Bpzy. You're not tuned in to WatchLOUD.com. Watch it loud, you heard? I actually met AZ through my good friend Damian Blyden, aka Dio. He was an A&R for Motown Records at the time. This was after I did Stillmatic with Nas, and I was submitting some beats to Dio up at Motown to possibly work with AZ on this project. And once he placed the record, that became The Essence, which ended up on the Asiatic album. Basically, I got in the studio with AZ and Nas, and it was just magic, man. It was interesting too, because when they first recorded the record, it was around Super Bowl weekend, you know what I'm saying, for that year, like early 2002. And after only the first verse into the chorus was recorded, somehow DJ Clue got a copy of the record and leaked it on, you know what I'm saying, on Hot 97. So shout out to DJ Clue for that, you know what I mean? And ever since I worked on the Asiatic album, AZ would always call me to work with him whenever he was working on the album. Even when he went independent and went to Koch Records, we worked on the AWOL album. We worked together on the Undeniable album. We worked together on the Format album. And we just been pounding, putting together records, always collaborating whenever he's in the studio and working on the material. So finally we're here doing that too. It should be definitely coming out this year.
Right.
Yeah.
Now the other day, last week, was the anniversary for Pieces of a Man.
Yeah.
And one of my writers did a piece on why that album should get more credit, because when it came out, people didn't get the reception it should have got.
Yeah. I think EMI Records at the time that was putting out his music, I think they did some merge with Virgin, New Tribe or something like that, when they put that record out. So I don't know if it was a marketing thing, but there was some good records on there. He had some good singles on there. There was this one record I loved, man. There was a joint that RZA did that was crazy. And I think he married that classic street music with street R&B the way he knows how, like those records that remind you of like a Sugar Hill.
Right.
But again, if you don't have that real marketing push and work the right records, something could be relatively unnoticed other than the core fans.
Right.
So I think that's probably what the case was, but definitely Pieces of a Man was a good album. I would definitely say that I feel AZ is probably the most underrated hip-hop artist out of New York City to this date, in my opinion, coming from the 90s era to now, because he has been the most consistent lyrically of that era, you know what I mean, to this day. Like, there's only a handful of artists that came from the 90s that are still relevant now, you know what I'm saying? Of course you got your Jay-Z, you got your Nas, then you got Fat Joe, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like he's the one dude who's been consistent but still hasn't gotten to that level where like the average mainstream audience would know who he is. Only the core fans that respect what he did from day one to now are keeping up with what he's doing and supporting him. And I feel like all it takes is the right record and the right push, and he's right back where he should be. You know what I mean?
So for which AZ are we getting with this Do or Die 2?
I would say it's Alpha and Omega Places. It's a little bit of the vintage sound that people know him for from day one, but he's also doing stuff that's a little progressive, but not forced. It's important to understand that not forcing it, making sure that the music is a reflection of where he's at now in his career, lyrically, conversation-wise, image-wise, across the board,
Okay.